Grab chairs. Somebody grab that.
How many? 4?
Well, enough for all there.
Nice.
What's going on, guys? Hold up. People grabbing chairs. Yeah, bring them out here. There's a chair right here. Why you walk past the chair? It's on the floor. I don't need a chair. Okay.
So good. Everyone need chairs?
Alright, let's get warmed up now that everybody's got demonstration equipment. Let's start off with calves, baby cows, 20, side straddle hops, jumping jack with no hands. Ready, go. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Sauce. I rewatched the video yesterday and I sound like I was in a tin can. So I'm gonna try to maybe speak a little slower, just in case there's some echo, that I don't sound like I'm falling in a well, and I need Lassie to come get me out. See me stuck in him. My name's Jay, get it right. Anyway, so we're gonna go hips before hams. We're gonna go crab stretch, feet apart, bend your knees as far as you can. Use your arms, push your hips out, slightly rock back and forth. You should feel like you cannot bend your knees any further than this. So you shouldn't hold yourself up with your muscles. You let your hips do that work for you. I have some random dude walking in right now. I have no idea who this is. Gonna be in a live stream, dude? Alright, gonna go hamstrings. Touch the floor. Well, he can be witness. Alright, go to one side. Not really. Alright, go to the other side. And back in the middle. And relax. Alright. Now, hips should be nice and loose. Hamstrings should be good. Random dude wanted to make sure we're not teaching classes. We're not teaching classes, are we, guys? We just have this fancy video camera, and I happen to have the keys to the building, so sue me. Anyway, we're gonna practice basic techniques today. So we're gonna practice ground kick and side kick first. The main reason why I like practicing these two together is because most of you guys' mistakes are to blend these two kicks. So when I practice them back to back, it's gonna make it a lot easier for me to distinguish between the two. Starting off with the chamber position. So, the demonstrator is going to use a chair. Let's get one sideways, one toward them. You're going to stand on this side of the chair, on the back side of the chair.
Probably bring these forward, so I'm kind of far away from
Can y'all see? I don't know what I'm asking y'all because I can't hear you if you reply. Just everybody at the same time. You're going to yell yes or no as loud as you can. And maybe I'll be able to hear you from your house. Ready, go. You didn't yell loud enough, or you didn't participate. You're boring. Anyway, so we're going to start off with a side kick chamber. And we're going to practice just pulling our knee into our chest without moving our shoulder. So, just right, grab that chair. Pivot. Put your knee up in front of your side kick. All right, so the main thing that she's going to try to do is she's going to try to keep her shoulders pulled back this way. And from that position, pull this knee as far back as she can get it without moving those shoulders. Alright, it's very simple. You guys are going to hit this 10 times. So, holding onto your chair, keeping your shoulder pulled back, and feel like it stretches back here, and then set it down. Pull it back in, set it down. You're going to do 10 times each leg. You guys can do 5 times or whatever and let them do it on their own. You can do all kinds of things, doesn't matter. Go. Side kick chamber only. Oh, my hip. I got them old man hips. Yeah. These guys gotta do both legs. So the biggest difference between these two kicks is gonna be our starting position. There are other subtle differences, but if you don't start correctly, there's no way for you to do it right. You gotta make sure that you're in a position to do it correctly. Now, if you start correctly, there's still other mistakes you can make. However, if you start bad, doesn't matter what you do, it's gonna be bad. Right? So we gotta make sure that we're in position to do it right. So now from here, we're gonna go to round kick chamber. Same thing, except instead of stretching the backside, you're gonna stretch the top of this knee. So grab your chair, pivot, pick up your knee. Shoulder still needs to stay in the same spot, but she's gonna pull this back as far as she possibly can. Bending the knee as tight as you can, and you should feel a stretch on the top of your leg this time. You're gonna do just round kick chambers, 10 times on each leg. Go. These off stretch. Really good? Alright. Time to kick. We're going to start off with side kick. We're going to go 5 low, 5 high. And I'm going to practice 1,000 things all in both of these kicks, all at the same time. So instead of laddering up one thing at a time like I normally do, I'm going to give you all of them. And if you want to pick one specific thing to focus on and focus on just that one thing, if I name a couple things where you feel like you're already good at, that'll be perfect. You know, you just pick the one that you're not good at. You're not good at any of them, but you think you can tackle all of them at the same time, go ahead. But the first one is going to be the stick to kick. In order to stick a kick, I have to kick full speed. You cannot do a slow kick and call it stuck. If there's not power, it's not a stuck kick. So that, and it demonstrates my follow through and my control of the technique. So I've got to have power and speed in order to demonstrate control. We're going to start that at the ankle. We're also going to focus on foot position. You want to make sure your toes are pulled back as hard as you can pull them. But if you can blade your foot, do that. Now, when I blade my foot, my toes are pulled up even further than normal. So if you try to do like the curl toe, what a lot of people try to do when they're trying to blade their foot, they like curl their toes. It just looks really stupid. But if you hit something like that, you're going to hurt yourself. So make sure your toes pull back. And then, if you can, get your foot sideways like this, do that. I'm going to throw 5 kicks at my ankle. Full power and stick. And then try to maintain that same exact technique as high as I possibly can. The third and final thing that you're going to focus on is the alignment of the kick. This should probably be first if you're picking one thing that you want to practice. Make sure your kick is going from the front to the back, so my knee kind of feels like a piston. Like it's starting over here, and my knee is traveling that way. So if I didn't have that much of my leg, that's all you would see is my knee go from the front to the back. And when I straighten my leg, it ends up being my side kick. Front to the back, not from the front, and stays in front. All right, let's get 5 low kicks, 5 high kicks, both legs, kicking. Feel like hitting the person next to you, feel free. It demonstrates what this kick is capable of. Back in the middle, if you guys both time your kicks where you hit at the same time, she might disappear. Or it'd be like if you like put like easy cheese on a cracker and then you squish it with another cracker, but you squish it too hard, and the cheese come out both sides of the cracker. Mac and cheese. of them. Alright, now I don't know where you guys are at with your kicks. If you want, and if you're not done, keep doing them. If you want to do these again, do it again. Or at least remember this list of exercises or the rotation that we go through. And then just do it again on your own later. Now we're going to switch to round kick. We're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to do 5 low, 5 high. First and foremost, sticking our kick. It means my leg is not bent on full extension. You're not hitting these. Your leg is still slightly bent. It's completely straight. You're making sure that your ankle is straight. Point your toes. If you don't point your toes, if you're trying to hit with the ball of your foot for a round kick, it's just not very efficient at doing what a round kick does. Because what a round kick's going to do is it's going to hit the side of a target, and I'm essentially going to turn my leg into a bat. So I'm going to take the hardest part of my leg and hit you with it. And if I'm hitting from shin to instep, I have a pretty big surface to hit with. And in a practical situation, I don't know anybody who can just slow down, get their aim, and hit perfectly in pinpoint accuracy positions. So round kick is really good at making sure that it doesn't matter where I hit. As long as I'm hitting, in the general vicinity, one part of my leg is going to hit you. So I don't need to worry about that with the instep. You do need to worry about that with the ball of the foot. The other thing you need to worry about with the ball of the foot is injuring your toes. Those little things move a lot. This thing doesn't. And because when we spar, we also spar with our instep. This is just practical all the way around. Practicing using the kick the way you would actually use it. Top of my foot. Instep. Now the hardest thing that you guys are going to find right here is holding your knees down. Since you're facing camera, can't your knees for round kick. This needs to happen. Throw your round kick. With a leg, the knee doesn't move forward. Okay, so what everybody, including myself, likes to do when they go here is they want to pull their knee in, and then for me to hit this line, I kind of have to push like a hybrid side kick, round kick mix. And the biggest reason we do this is because we get used to sparring in that position. But because I'm practicing a power style round kick, my knee has to come back here and stay back there, right? So let's get 5 low, 5 high, instant round kick. I did this kick so many times. What you guys doing right now? Is that ankle? This entire style, I kicked with the ball of my foot the way everybody else did for probably 10 years. And then went to a tricking seminar, the very first one ever, with loop kicks. Shout out to Chris D, rest in peace Hans. These guys were the first people outside of ATA that I ever met that did Taekwondo. And Loop Kicks is the largest tricking organization in the world, the most popular one at least. And they were the ones that started all of this. They put tricking camps on the map. And what I thought was they were going to teach me how to flip. I knew how to do 540, B-twist, and backflip, and that was about it at that time. And the first day is all basics. We did front kick, round kick, side kick, and hook kick, and that's it. The entire first day. And I more or less found that everything I did was wrong in everybody else's mind. So when I've got 5 or 6 different martial arts styles that all use the same technique, or 2 or 3 different styles of Taekwondo, all use the same techniques, and they all unanimously agree that my round kick was wrong. And I was second-degree black belt at the time. I was very embarrassed. And I vowed to make sure that none of my students ever do that again. You never go to another martial arts style and have every martial arts style look at you and say, you're wrong. Like, what are you doing? How did you get your black belt? Like, things like that. Things like that are incredibly embarrassing. Now, the Loop Kicks guys were much more respectful than that. They never said that. But that's in my head. The more and more they were telling me, that side kick's not right. Your round kick's not right. You don't pivot your kicks. Why are you doing that? These things are super embarrassing. So when you guys go to a different martial arts school or a different martial arts style, your kicks will be on point everywhere you go. They will be able to tell that you did Taekwondo and that you were taught correctly. Because my instructor didn't emphasize this stuff, but I do. That's why. All right. Now we're gonna go from our chair drill to one air drill, and you're gonna do number 2s for both of these. Number 2 round kick is the easiest one, but we're gonna put a little bit of additive for it, which is to hold your balance after the kick My daughter's about to assault the TV. She's looking at me in two different places. We have a TV right here that's pointed that way that's showing what you guys are seeing. My daughter is looking at the TV instead of looking at me. She's like, my daddy's on the screen. He's right there, but he's right there. Don't break that TV, sis. I was gonna say something else, but we're live and I can't take that back. All right, so we're gonna go. Sorry, number 2 round kick and a whole balance after each kick. You're gonna throw 10 of these. Try to fight this shoulder. So my back shoulder. When I turn, you lead with this shoulder. First of all, you're not leading with the strength. The strength is in your hips. You lead with your shoulder. You're leaving the power behind you. I want the opposite. I want this to relax and this to do all the work. But I also want this shoulder to stay back. 1, because it'll get rid of that pike. But 2, it's going to help me with my balance and alignment at the end of the kick. So because I have weight going this way, I do need to have counterweights. I'm going to lean back and pull my shoulder opposite direction. So you're going to hold for about 2 Mississippi after each kick. Look here. Alright, so after I kick, I come to complete stop and rechamber with my knee pointed right at my target. Get 10 of those. Let's do it. Turn the hip, not the shoulder. Power is in the hip. A whole heap of power in the hip. If you had an African accent and then just a bunch of hip bones stacked on top of each other, how would you say I have a heap of hips? It sounds like I have a heap of heaps. Oh, what? A heap of heaps? Yeah, that is so weird.
Don't hit the TV, girl.
I'm not really worried about how many now, bro. You go as many as you feel like. Everybody else can continue. You don't have to kick high, but you have to kick better than that. There's no way your kick is a little worse than mine. So do your best. Your best kick is going to look better than mine. About to get attacked by a muskie again. She has her hair all styled in the last 5 minutes. She didn't look like that when we got here. Alright, side kick. Number 2 side kick. I like throwing number 2s because they're awkward. And if I can throw this kick out of every position, it's going to make me a little bit more fluent with the kick and make it more usable. As you see a small head enter the frame, and then you see a small head leave the frame. What are you doing? It's no different than normal class. Just randomly get attacked by midgets. I'm gonna chain her up like a Rottweiler. It's gonna have a stake in the ground. It's gonna have a maximum radius. Alright, so number 2 side kick. The best way to think about this is I have 2 techniques that go in a straight line. Side kick and front kick. Those are the only 2 kicks that go straight forward. So because I'm kicking from the back, I cannot chamber for my side kick from where I'm standing with this leg, because my chamber would have to be on this side. So it means I would have to do one of 2 things. I either need to change direction first and then kick, which makes my kick very slow, or I can go from a front kick chamber and pivot as I kick. The difference between front kick and side kick is how far they extend. Outside of that, they are literally doing the same thing. Front kick doesn't go as far as side kick. So if I start like a front kick and push, I will have that straight line. And then as I pivot, my foot will rotate sideways, giving me the extension of the side kick. So think of doing side kick from here. Start with your knee up chamber like front kick, push straight line, and pivot at the same time. And that's gonna make number 2 side kick happen in one motion. And you're not gonna have the back and forth. where my leg went this way and then back that way, we have two motions. All right, so you want to essentially get your kick to go from the floor to the target without any detour. Let's try 10 side kicks. Do it. The deeper your front kick chamber is, the better your side kick will look. You're not thinking side kick chamber, you're thinking front kick chamber. Knee straight up. Are you keeping that her pivot? Is it correct? You doing it right? Yeah. Oh, some lost interest in your pivot. Seems like my work here is done. We don't have a down baby. Pay attention, guys. Round kick. Side kick. Round, side, hook. Back flip. No, I said back flip. Now you go away. Alright, 2 more kicks. We're going to go into spin boot kick. We don't need the chairs for everybody, so I need one of you guys to risk an ankle. Who wants to do it?
Riley's the youngest. Riley's the youngest. She normally breaks stuff anyways.
Okay. One person, nobody's competing.
Sure, no.
Yeah, nobody's competing.
No one's really competing.
They put the kibosh on that. Alright, so for anybody who's higher ranked, so let's say if you're round and above, especially black belts, you have chairs that are somewhat around your belt level. You're going to stack these together and practice your spin from in here. Practice both legs with the chairs in the same position. So one side is going to practice getting my reach chamber to pass this chair. The other side, I'm going to line up with the outside of this chair and I'm going to make sure that my chamber comes in tight. And so I'll demonstrate both of these, starting with my foot, my front foot in line with this chair. Reach chamber, and you keep your leg high and flat, that way you don't hit this chair. The second side, I need to make sure that I'm not going out here. So essentially the same as the pole drill or the tunnel drill that I do. Rotate me up. I need to be closer to this chair, but you get the idea. So, for everybody else that's just learning this kick or trying to get better at it, that one you're going to do slow. Doesn't matter what foot you're doing it on, you're doing it slow. Okay? This, you're going to go for more speed. So we're trying to get the technique to work more. And I'm going to do two things from right here. The first is I'm going to set my head back so that it gives me a little bit more balance. I need equal weight. So wherever my head is, or wherever my hips are, my head has to go the opposite. So if my hip go forward, my head should be backwards. Makes me lean. So I'm going to sit into this position as I spin. I'm also going to snap my shoulders and head as hard as I can. Now for myself personally, I like to do this. Small little exercise, like 4 or 5 times before I actually throw the kick. And all it's doing is it's giving me a sense of where my kick is starting. My kick should be starting behind me, and then my chest catches up. Should not be the opposite, where I get all the way to here, and I haven't picked up my leg yet. This is more like if I was doing spin crescent kick. But if I'm doing hook kick, it's too late for me to pick up my leg right now. You're going to end up throwing crescent kick. You're going to end up piping it. So for me to hit this hook kick, I need that kick to start really early while my body's still pointed that way. All right, but we're going to go full speed, so I'm going to hit this hard as I can, straight line forward, and I'm simply going to try to make my shoulders catch up to that motion. All right, so my head sits back just a tiny bit to make sure that I can hit forward and reach for the kick. Please don't do this. I've seen some unnamed trickers do this. It bugs the heck out of me when they do just the hook kick, because I posted a video of just doing hook kicks. But they have the headbang after it. It bugs the heck out of me. What the heck is the head whip after the kick for? It does absolutely, it's stupid. If you want me to take you serious as a martial artist, don't do that. So, my upper body's just gonna do what it has to. But if you're like throwing your head wild, it's not necessary. It doesn't do anything for you to make you look out of control. So, I want to be able to try to look at what I'm hitting. Alright, so let's get, I don't know, 10 spin hooks, both legs. Somebody's got to do it slow over that. If you're trying to get your technique, if you're trying to do speed, you're just doing it out on the floor. Do 10. You guys can do 5. I'm going to do another one.
Noah Mercado is watching right now.
Hey, Noah! He's heard all of this stuff before. Nothing new for him. Don't flex your ankle, push your toes. I forget that those were like not in the live streams, and so a lot of this stuff I have to re-explain. I'm like, we just talked about it. I'm like, no, we didn't. That was not a live stream. Alright, keep your ankle straight when you hook kick. Never flex. Never flex. Never flex. Alright? Ankles should be pointed, and that makes your heel stick out of the bottom of your foot. When you make contact, the only thing that can hit is your heel. If you bend your knee before you make contact, that's the only time you hit with your foot flat, and it will give you an instant notification of what you did wrong. Right, so it's reinforcement right off the bat. If I hit with my foot flat, I know I bent my leg before, I rechambered before I hit. Alright, so you just didn't have good timing, or maybe my targeting was off. But if you flex your foot, you'll hit with the back of your heel back here, and that's not a bone, that's a tendon, so don't hit with that. Even if you hit with the back of your heel and not the tendon, that hurts the bottom of your heel you walk on. That's what we always want to hit with the bottom of our feet for side kicks and hook kicks, anything like that, bottom, not the back. Alright? If I'm hitting with my leg and everything like that, you're going to run a risk of injury. Alright, so now that we've got our spin hook kick, we're going to start to put them together. You're going to go 1-2 drills, and I'm just going to try to keep my back leg, my kicking leg, close to my front leg. That's going to help me hit the same target twice in a row. All of those words are important in that sentence. The same target twice in a row. Not here and here and here and here. Different targets. And not once with a pause. We're going to go 1, 2. Alright, so just trying to make sure that I mimic the same motion. If my foot lands a little bit off or a little bit off, you need to be able to compensate for wherever you land and get right back to that target. So be... Alright, so practice 5 sets of 2 in a row. Not on the chairs. Alright, let's try it. I bend my knees quite a bit when I'm doing this. It helps me with my balance. Your legs are straight. It's a lot harder to sink into the second kick. Yeah, I like to sit it down. You want to go, not from here, but like, sit down. When I get a little bit lower, it makes it so that I can stop right here and redirect a little bit easier and a little bit faster because I'm not trying to catch my balance or slow it down. I'm just like hauling. I'm just going. Right, so you be low, pop, pop. Alright, so one more. Jump, 360, crescent kick. Now we're going to do this the way that the black belts train it. Really easy. We're going to use 3 drills before the kick, and then we're just going to throw it. We can't do like slow-mo drills like the other kicks. So, I'm going to start with the step. I'm going to go forward, circle, hop. Try not to land both feet same time. That's a punch jump. It's not the same. It's similar, but it's not exactly the same. So we're not going for punch jump. We're going for step, step. And the second my second foot hits, both feet jump. So you're going to almost think about rebounding off of one foot only. Instead of rebounding off of both, Rebound off second foot that hits. So, sit that 5 times. Step chest down. Alright, so now we're going to do the outer crescent kick. Now the outer crescent kick has to be an outer crescent kick. Alright, now most of the time when you do your jump 360, we leave our leg out. This is what most of you guys, not everybody, but most of you guys jump spin crescent will look like this. Right, so what I did was I jumped and I spun, but I did not kick. I stuck my foot out. So this is all this leg did. Without the spin, that's what the leg did. I just lifted it. Right, so to actually make it kick, I have to pull. I pull it up and I pull it down. Go up fast, down faster. Up fast, down faster. So if you don't have this pull, you're trying to like stomp your foot behind you, you're not finishing your outer crescent kick. I need to feel like I come up and then just BAM! Keep the hand strong. It's a big slap on the way down. Just throw 5 of those. 5 turns. Pull hard. Point the toes. Now I would say that is probably the biggest key to hitting your 360s at the same time. This is the only thing that I'm saying that's different between a jump spin crescent kick and a pop 360 crescent kick. It's the same move, but I give it a different name just so that not everybody feels the need to land it the way that I do. But if I'm trying to land a 360 crescent, both feet need to land at the same time. I don't want to land here and then finish. Otherwise, I would technically put it in the category of like a cheated move, like cheat 360, which is weird for 360. So I want to get both feet down as quick as possible. But that's more about finishing the kick than it is about spinning fast. So if you have that kick part, it's going to go good. We're going to do one more drill that I don't do very often. I don't know if any of you guys have done it. But it's really weird, so bear with me. I'm going to start with my kicking leg out in front. And I'm really just going to jump and switch feet big. Like if I was right here and I jumped and switched feet, I'm going to do that with my leg crossed to here with a kick. And the important part is that both feet jump. I can't see you at home, so I imagine 90% of you guys are going to do this. You're going to pick up your leg and then try to jump. Y'all might even do it. But what you want is to jump at the same time and practice pulling your foot back to the ground. It's going to feel really weird. Don't worry about making it look cool. It's not going to look cool, as you can see. You're just trying to get the kick back down with that timing. All right, let's try 5. Hey, there you go. I'd be surprised. I didn't expect it. It's a really funky drill. Alright, last but not least, as your step setup, this hop, hop, spin as hard as you can, and then throw that kick. I don't really feel like I spin when I do a jump spin crescent kick for 2 reasons. First reason is probably just I spin as fast as I possibly can, so you don't spend a lot of time spinning. As soon as I start spinning, I'm already done. So if you spin really slow, it does make the timing change a little bit, but if you spin really fast, I'm kicking immediately because I didn't spend very much time facing that way. I was facing this way the majority of the time. The second thing that makes me feel like I'm not spinning is how far I turn before I jump. Most of the spin happens on the floor. I go all the way to here before I actually come off the floor. Also, keep in mind that I come off the floor the second this foot hits the ground. So that should kind of tell you where the spin is actually going. It's right here. before the split hits, I'm already throwing my arms. So then the second it hits, I can jump and kick immediately. Now if I have those two pieces, I'm going to spend more time kicking, less time spinning or jumping, and it will give me the illusion that I'm higher and faster than I actually am. Alright, you're just doing everything more efficiently, so it's going to make it look easy. Alright, so you're here. Try to get both feet to hit the ground at the same time. Let's try a couple 360s. Go ahead, guys. Alright, we're going to have a kicking contest with these guys to finish up. Alright. See if anybody can kick my kick. There's nothing over here, you can't go over here. Can't nobody see you over there. Alright, we're starting at their head. They'll all be relatives. Thanks. Yep, jump to feet. Do it again, you missed. Alright, barely. You gotta be closer. Alright, we're gonna go slightly above their head. Oh, close. Hey, you got it. That's an awkward setup, too. Alright, the other person hit the second one, come back up. 2 steps over your head. Oh, that's a There's another, me? I don't think y'all saw me. There's another tip when you guys are trying to hit targets like super high. The kick goes up, not forward. So the higher you kick, the closer you actually have to be. To where if I have this bag like super high, like here, can't see it. If I have it here, I stand directly under it and step sideways because my kick's gonna go this way. It's not gonna go forward. So if you're behind the bag, you're probably gonna miss, but not because you jumped too low, but because you missed it over here instead of under here. All right, guys, that's it. That's all we got for you guys today. You got 4 kicks to practice. Pick whichever one you're on, or practice all 4 of them. Whatever it is, we out. Deuces.